Hello, good day everyone. Welcome to another video tutorial. What we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna be installing and configuring DHCP, otherwise known as Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Alright, what DHCP is exactly, what it lets you do is it assigns IP addresses and network configuration settings automatically to clients on the network, so you don't have to go in and um, add IP addresses for yourself manually. DHCP will do that for you. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Start, Administrative Tools, and we're gonna go to Server Manager. Okay, go on Roles, and we're gonna add roles. Alright, gonna click Next here. We're gonna go into select DHCP Server, and click Next. Alright, what we have coming up here is this is my server's IP address. You're just gonna click Next on this window. My parent domain is chat.com, and my preferred DNS server IP version 4 address is my server address. So you're just gonna validate this just to make sure, and it's correct. We got through the validation. Click Next here. Win server. Win server isn't used anymore. Not that I know of. So we're just gonna forget about this. We're gonna click Next. And DHCP scopes. Okay. Here you can add a scope of IP addresses which you want to be the addresses as you want to be issued out. So you have a scope name, you have IP address, well, start an IP address, end an IP address, subnet, and default gateway. And the subnet type, we have lease days. What the lease days are is the amount of days that that particular client is going to keep the IP address which was issued for. So we have here 6 days and 8 hours. Alright. In this setup, there are only those two options. However, I'll show you later on where you can set up a scope, and we can change this to any amount of days, minutes, hours that we want. Alright, so you're just gonna cancel this and click Next. Alright, enable DHCP version 6. Now we're not gonna use this for this particular tutorial, so I'm just gonna disable and click Next. And DHCP server authorization, we're gonna leave this as it is on chat administrator. Okay, click Next and install. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this to install, and then we'll continue the video. Okay. Okay, so the installation was successful. Just gonna close this off, and I'm gonna restart the server. Actually, I could just go into the settings right now. Okay, so we just went into Start, Administrative Tools, and clicked on DHCP, which brings up this window here. DHCP server, you're gonna click on IP version 4, and well, I originally set up a scope. I'm just gonna delete this scope and start over. What happened was my Camtasia crashed on me earlier, so I had to do over the video. So I'm gonna set up a scope here. Gonna click Next. I'm gonna name my scope Scope 1. Clicking on Next. Start an IP address 192.168.0.100. Alright. And the end IP address 192.168.0.200. Alright, so 100, we have a range of 100 addresses. So you're gonna click Next. Type of IP addresses, range that you want to exclude. We can set this from like 5 to 10 in your range, so that you could you could save these addresses for like servers or anything else that you want on your network. Alright? So it wouldn't distribute those addresses. Alright, I'm gonna just click next. Alright, here you can set your duration of the leases. This is what I was telling you about earlier, where we only had six, I believe it was like 6 hours and 8 days or something like that. Alright, we can set this to any thing that we want. Alright, so 0 days, I'm gonna set it to 2 minutes. Alright, gonna click next. Well, just for the tutorial, I don't think you'll want to list your IP address for 2 minutes. Well, yeah, just for this tutorial, we're gonna do that. Configure these options for the scope now. Yes. Click next. Router gateway. We could just click next and skip all these. Activate the scope now. Yes. And finish. Alright, so we have the scope here. Address leases. We have no leases at the moment. What is going on? If you all watch the videos from the start, I manually put in my IP addresses for all my operating systems. So I have Windows 7, Vista, XP, and Server running on static IP addresses. So you won't be able to see the changes of the IP addresses. Alright, but that is how you set up your DHCP. Alright, thanks for watching the video. By the way, you'll have to restart your server for this to take action. Alright. Okay, so as I said before, I had all my VMs that I set up. I put the IP addresses to static. I set all my IP addresses. So just for testing the DHCP, I just created a tester Vista VM for the moment, connected it to the domain and logged on. I'm just gonna see the IP address. So I'm gonna type in IP config. Alright. Okay, so as you can see here, if you look at my IP version 4 address, you could see 192.168.0.100, which is within the range that I specified. Alright, so I'm just gonna log off of this and log back in, because we set it to 2 minutes to change the IP address. I'm gonna see if I log back in, if it's going to change that address from 100 to maybe a different number. But because I have no other PCs logged on, it just may come back as 100. Alright, but you can tell there that I had all my ranges from 1 to 4 set statically, and I'm gonna just log off of here and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna restart the computer. Okay, so I just logged back in. Actually, I didn't put any password and thing on this PC. Just log back in there, and I'm gonna check to see if I got a different IP address this time. So IP config. Okay, actually it just went back to 100, seeing that I'm not using any other PC on the network at this point in time. Alright. Okay, so I wanted to show you all the how the DHCP settings is gonna work. So I have my Vista machine, which I tested here at 192.168.0.100, and I just loaded up my XP PC. I'm gonna go into command prompt to just show you the IP address right now. Alright, so my IP address is 192.168.0.2. That is a static address that I set before. Alright, so I'm just gonna minimize this for now, I'm gonna change the settings. So I'm gonna go into Control Panel, Network and Internet Connections. Go down to Network Connections, Local Area Connection. Double click on it. Go to Properties and Internet Protocols. I'm just gonna change it from use the IP address to obtain an IP address automatically. Click on OK. Click OK here, and I'm gonna close off this. Alright, so you can see the little computer here is trying to connect. When it's connected, I'll go back into command prompt and see if my IP address changes. Alright, so we should have a connection here. So I'll go into command prompt and type back in, alright, shortcut. Alright, so you can see here I'm connected to chat.com and my IP address is 192.168.0.1, and you can see over here it just incremented it. So my IP address on the Vista Tester PC that I created is 192.168.0.100. Alright, so that just goes to show you that my DHCP is in fact working and it's getting different addresses to me. Alright, thanks for watching the video.